$672,975. That's how much Brez made at his 3-day live event. And I'm not just pulling this out of my ass. Like, you guys can go on WAP and check his stats for his Scale 2.0 program, which is his high ticket event that he sold. You guys can see 675 members, and I didn't even calculate his one-on-one upsell, right, which is $4,000 called the ERT. Now, this is the most valuable funnel breakdown. This isn't like the other ones that you've ever watched because, number one, I've actually scaled multiple coaches to 6 figures, and I've generated over 7 figures for my own clients, right, in the info space, scaling coaches. So I do know what I'm saying. I'm breaking everything down in so much detail, right? And what I'm going to be covering today is, okay, how he actually attracts his eyeballs, how he nurtures those eyeballs, how he converts that through his 3-day event funnel, exactly everything, right, that he's doing for this page, his thank you page, how he actually increases the show up rates, the actual sequences that he has leading up to the launch, so that the WhatsApp sequences, the email sequences, and also the actual launch. I even break down Inception, how he uses Inception through different belief, shifting content to create open loops, and using his VSL to actually persuade people to buy his high ticket program, and how he builds all this FOMO and all this curiosity, right, leading up to the event to sell so many tickets. And I also have a VSL breakdown of his actual VSL, right? You guys can check it out on this Google Doc here as well. Okay. Now I break down his sales page, sales process, what that looks like, his sales tracking, his upsells, and also what happened post launch. That's pretty important. Okay. Now, to start off, right, we have this 3-day event, okay, that he's hosting. Number one is you can't make any sales if you don't get leads, if you don't get views, right? So we're trying to get attention first. That's the first thing, especially with scaling any offer or converting any sort of events. So how does he get his attention? He uses both short form and long form, and he doesn't really use paid, right? He relies on organic content. And in terms of his short form content on Instagram and TikTok, he posts 3 types of content: viral-based content, authentic-based content, and lifestyle-based content. This is all to fulfill 3 things: for your audience to know, like, and trust you. With viral content, it's just to get attention, right? Funny content, controversial content. This content is to get your audience or get people to know who you are. Authentic based content is for people to actually like you. So Brez does this really well in his content, and he really understands his ICP, meaning his ideal client profile. So the people that he's trying to attract, which is like 20-year-olds, high school dropouts, or college bros, right? This is basically what his ICP is: doom scrollers, age of 20. So he does this really well by just being very relatable, right? Like, he's always himself. Like, here you can see he's lip syncing to a rap song, just sipping on some matcha. Like, it does not get more chill than that and authentic than that. So he's really good at just talking to the camera and being himself. That gets people to like you. And also the lifestyle, he does a lot of lifestyle based and flashy content, and he's showing off his 30 grand Cartier watch that his friend Pierre gave him, right? This builds a lot of curiosity and builds a lot of FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. Like, who is this kid that's making this amount of money at this age? So it builds a lot of know and like. Now, how do we build the trust part? And that's through long form content. If you truly want to build trust and you want your audience to really know who you are, like who you are, but also trust you, you need to go on YouTube and post on YouTube. And Brez does this really well by posting really long form content, like 30 to 40 minutes, as you guys can see. 30 minutes, almost 40 minutes, right? And on his main channel, he really just mainly does lifestyle and flashy content just for people to know him more and like him more. But people don't trust him yet, right? Because when you're just posting lifestyle content and you're just posting flashy content, it doesn't build that enough trust, but it does build a lot of FOMO, right? In order for people to truly trust you, you need to provide value-based content. And Brez does that through his second channel called ROAS Brez. Okay, and within ROAS Brez, he posts middle of funnel content, meaning it's to nurture, right? The whole goal is to nurture all this attention right here, right? Because they're not warm enough yet to buy his program. They just know him, they just like him, they treat Brez as like a friend at this moment, right? But to see Brez as like a mentor, right, having that dynamic is by him to provide value and to him and for Brez to show off that he's actually good at what he does, right? And that he's an expert in his field. So he does that really well by providing value, straight sauce, right? Exact funnel I used, how answering your most related questions. So that's really good for converting and answering questions. The ultimate free brand scaling course. Okay. So that's really good just for, warming up these leads, warming up his audience, and for his audience to actually trust who he is. Okay. Now, coming to the bottom of funnel converting part. So every single, I think like 3 weeks leading up to his 3-day event funnel, on all his platforms, it all redirects to his landing page right here, right? Even on his pinned. So on his Instagram, he has this pinned reel, which is like a trailer leading to his sales page. And also on his YouTube, he posted a official trailer, right? Just 2 weeks or 3 weeks before his actual launch. And everything, all the platforms right here, right, in the bio, so in his Instagram bio, the 3-day live event, even on his TikTok bio, it leads to this landing page where the whole goal is to increase the conversions. Okay. Increase conversions to do what? To claim the free spot, right, on September 15th, 2 p.m. EST. And basically how he converts this so well, it's number one, he has a very good headline, right, that speaks directly to his audience. Steal my 3.4 million skill set that took me from a chronic doom scroller. So this is his ICP. He's directly speaking to his ideal audience. And then here he's really hitting a lot of desire, right? Becoming a multimillionaire by the age of 20. That's what a lot of his audience wants. And this is his VSL, a video sales letter, basically persuading people to hop on and claim their free spot. So once they click on this claim on their free spot, it gets down to here, which is basically for Brez and his whole team to get phone numbers and emails. But also one thing, when you do this application is you need to fill out what your income is, right? So that Brez's team can financially qualify you as well later down the stage, right? The reason they do this is so that when people actually join the webinar and they potentially buy from him, okay, they can get upsold, right? And these leads get hit up the first. So let's say you put like 10 grand as your income, then Brez's team will hit you up first, and then they're going to hit up people that have less income and then less income. Okay, does that make sense? Cool. So after converting them, right, after getting those emails, getting those phone numbers, now you're in their system. Okay, which leads to the next part, which is the thank you page. The whole point of the thank you page is to increase show-up rates and also diffuse any sales resistance. So as you guys can see, there's a timer in the very top of the thank you page. Your ticket is almost reserved. Join my WhatsApp group and check your email, right? It's very smart of Brez and his whole team to implement a WhatsApp group as like a nurturing system and like a build-up to the actual webinar, to the 3-day event. Because when you actually, when you get WhatsApp messages, you don't typically get that from like a salesperson. I'm not gonna lie, like it's pretty rare. So it's just more friendly and it's more relatable and it's more human-like, right? When you send messages through WhatsApp, it's like he's your friend basically. So Brez does this really well. So I joined his WhatsApp group and basically, yeah, it caps out at 650 members, and he probably has a bunch of groups. I think I was on the 129th group. The next is, so leading up to the actual launch, Brez just posts hella WhatsApp sequences, right? And the whole point is just to increase the show-up rate to the actual event. So, and he also does a lot of IG stories leading up to the event, but I funnel hacked his WhatsApp so that you guys can see all the messages that he basically sent to get people to show up. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing because it's super long, but basically pain agitation, right? Speaking directly to his audience, hitting the pain points, a little intro video from the group, raw talking head, build more trust, another raw talking head to build even more trust, and then he's doing a giveaway to people that comment. This is to build more engagement. 4-hour reminder, just a bunch of reminders, and then oh, yo, we're live. Okay, you can even notice the language that Brez is using, like super relatable to his audience. And then you guys can check this out. I'll just scroll down. You guys can pause the video and analyze it if you guys want. Okay, but all of this is just for people to show up to the actual launch and for them to hype it up. Now, he also sent hella email sequences, build FOMO, hype, basically bring out the cost of inaction. What cost of inaction means is like, okay, Brez is showing you, what is the consequence of not taking any action, right? And he just spills a lot of this within all these emails. And also pain agitation to hit, to really just drive a knife deep inside into his audience for them to actually want to make a change, and for Brez to build a gap between where his audience is at right now and where they want to be, and that he has a solution to close that gap for them. Okay, so a bunch of emails building up to the event as you can see, and then if you missed, you can always watch it back. Okay, if you missed the event. So the actual launch, let me see. Yeah, okay, cool. So on the actual launch, right, 3 videos that he did. 14-minute video, 11-minute video, and his last video, which is a VSL, a 45-minute video. The first 2 videos, the whole point of it is to open the loop. What opening the loop means is that it's just like it's like a leading on, right? Like he's leading you on to watch the next video. So his first video is leading on to watch the next video, and his next video is leading on to watch the last video. And the last video is where the magic happens, where he actually sells his product. Okay, so his first video. Now, let me go over this inception cross for you guys to understand these parts. Inception cross. There are 3 beliefs that your audience needs to have the audience needs to have in order to buy from you. Right? I'm assuming that you're a coach, an online coach, or if you're an operator, just you understand what I mean. So number 1 is that your audience needs to understand that you understand their pain points better than they can themselves. So when you, as a coach, you understand their pain points and you can show your audience that you understand their pain point better than they can, then they believe that you have the solution to them. Okay. That's the first belief. You need to invalidate that their current way sucks and it's not working, and that there's a new way. So that's the second belief. The second belief your audience needs to have is that the new way to solving their pain point is safer, faster, and easier than what they're currently doing. Okay. And the third belief that your audience needs to have to buy from you is that your way is the best way and the best solution that they can have to solve the pain points and to get to their goals and their dreams and their desires. Okay. And then become happy. So that's inception, right? Really just dripping beliefs and changing and shifting beliefs within the audience to believe that Brez has the only way. It's like that Brez holds the golden ticket to the chocolate factory. Okay, so first video, pain agitation, builds a lot of pain. Second video, he introduces a new way. Oh, freelance brand scaling. That's a new method of making money. And then your way is like, okay, join Scale 2.0. And Scale 2.0 basically is the only decision, or join Scale 2.0 is his high ticket program, right? It's a program and it's the only decision, even in the name, the only decision that they need to make to bridge that gap from where they are now, point A to point B, right? A 20-year-old doom scroller to a multimillionaire by 20 years old. Okay, so that's the whole point of the inception. Now, I broke down his VSL in a lot of detail. You guys can just search it up using the link, and then you guys can scroll through it, get some value. Sales page. So once you click on these CTAs, so in the description of all of these videos on his launch, there's a CTA to get to the checkout, to go to the checkout page where you can actually buy the program. And what that checkout page looks like is this, the sales page. You need to enter your name, your email, and your phone number. Guys, you guys remember you filled out an application if you guys joined this webinar, right? So the sales team can match your information. So once you fill the spot and it says save my spot, you get redirected to this page where you actually do the payment. And the payment of obviously was $9.97. This is all the deliverables that you get, a lot of value stacking. And then, yeah, you claim your spot, just join, okay? Now, what happens here? So people who registered but didn't buy, oops, look at this. Speed to lead is so important. This is where his whole sales team is going to come in and just dial every single day, all of these people, in order to book the call with a closer, okay? Or even sell on the spot, to be honest. But to be honest, it's going to be booking with a closer where the closer is going to sell them on either 1K or the 4K package, okay? Now, how do we determine which leads to actually dial first? So the quality of the lead is based on the webinar application that they filled. So as I told you guys in the beginning, you guys remember this application, right? We got the phone and the emails and the income. Where is it? Yeah. So you guys can see what's your income. People who filled out 5 to 10K or even 10K, they're the most qualified. So those leads get hit up first, those customers, those prospects. And what happens is the main goal here is to get them back on a call with a closer on like a Zoom call. And from the second that they're booked until the actual Zoom call, the sales call, they get put in a WhatsApp group for the sales team to send more pre-call VSL resources to warm up the prospect. And then they have different pre-call reminders like SMS and emails, 24 hours, 12 hours, 3 hours, 5 minutes before the call, the sales call, pre-call confirmations. So the sales team and the setters, they will call the leads 24 hours before and 1 hour before the actual Zoom call so that we can increase the show-up rates and also increase the close rates, okay? Because you want to build more rapport. The less robotic you seem within your sales process, the more people trust who you are and to work with you. Yeah, so either they close them on the 1K ticket or the 4K ticket, or they don't show up. So if they don't show up and they don't close, then they get put in an email and SMS sequence for 7 to 30 days to nurture these leads. And the whole point is to get them back on the sales call. Now, yeah, if they close, great, 1K program or the 4K program. Now, all of this is definitely tracked, okay? So Brez team, his whole team is definitely tracked on a dashboard on Looker Studio, or they just have a normal Excel sheet just like this for the sales rep to put their booked in, show rates, who canceled, no shows, offers, deposits, closed, cash collected. This is so that they know, okay, how many people did they actually close, right, from the sales team. Now, of course, there's a lot of people that just click join and they just buy on the spot, right? Now, for those people that joined, they actually got a free onboarding call, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they got a free onboarding call. I watched the webinar, so I know, but it doesn't show here. But they get an onboarding call. It's framed as an onboarding call, right? That's super valuable. But they actually get upsold into his ERT. I think his ERT stands for like, I forgot, something like roundtable, elite roundtable. Yeah. So that's 4.4K. So on that onboarding Zoom call, those closes have to be really good, where they basically upsell those people that bought the 1K program. Because when people buy a 1K program, they're more likely to get upsold to a 4K program than someone that has never even bought from you before. Okay. So with the upsell, he probably made a lot more money than 672,000. Okay. I meant like added to 672,000. So probably like he hit probably like $1 million. Okay. So that was a way to upsell people and even generate more cash. Now, what happened post-launch? So within the post-launch, what he did was basically host like 3 Q&A sessions where all he did was pre-handle objections and answer a lot of questions on stream live, right? That builds a lot more trust in who Brez is and what he's selling, and it also handles a lot of objections that people have. Okay. So really good way to just generate more cash. You guys can see the emails right here. Chore, tomorrow night, I'm hosting a free private walkthrough, okay, of how you can land your first client. Worst part is 7 p.m. as you can see, right? Raw masterclass. Very good way to just generate more cash. And then we can go over his team and his whole backend, right? His main operator is called Pierre. He's a growth operator. He manages offer creation, sales team building, paid ads, webinar, not really paid ads, but really the whole webinar funnel operation. So Pierre, he's his growth operator because obviously Brez is not going to handle all this operation, right? He does not have time. All he does is create content and bring in the eyeballs and attention that this whole system needs in order to generate the cash. Okay, so Pierre is that guy. He's him behind the whole systems. Now, if you have an info offer or you're an online coach watching this right now doing about 30K or more and you want to scale to 100K per month, this is where I'm going to help you with your sales system, sales teams, paid ads, funnels, and marketing to help you increase your cash collected, increase your show rates and your close rates, right? I'm 100% confident that I can either run a very similar funnel or even run a different funnel depending on your offer. So if that sounds like you, DM me on Instagram, as you can see right here, Chore_Lee_, or book a call down below, and let's see if we're a good fit and if I can help you. Let's go.